and then I'll show you how to build it as well. So there's three triggers for this one. The first one is just based on a schedule. So we can set this to something like daily, start at midnight 15, and every single night it will just run and post something brand new for you. And what does it post? It's based on the form that the user submits. We created this one form, which asks these questions to the user. What is your brand name, business niche, primary offer, tone of voice, as in like professional, comedy, target audience, who are you trying to target for this particular post? And if it's a geolocation, maybe you're only focused on Seattle or Los Angeles or Miami. The call to action, where do you want to funnel your target members to? And then which platforms you want to use. In this case, we can do Instagram. And then the wizard status configured is what turns it on. Pause is what stops it. Maybe you want to stop your campaign for a little bit. And social account ID is optional. And then you enter your email and hit execute. And what happens is the workflow in high level takes all of those fields, saves your data into a custom field, which looks like this. So inside the sub account, you go over to contacts and click on the contact in this particular question. It's John, and whatever John entered into the form is what gets saved over here with these custom fields. And then that gets called, and the next part is the workflow. So all of those fields are what's sent over to OpenAI saying you're a social media manager for brand name. And this is what John would have entered. He's got to call me and then I open it. He has my number. And this prompt puts it all together. So you are a social media manager for brand. So this is whatever John would have entered. Write a single engaging social media caption about the primary offer, which in this case, I think was if you sign a lease for 13 months, you get half off or you get a couple months off or whatever the case was. And then the tone would be whether it's professional, comedy based, what have you. And then where do you want to push them? With the call to action should be to visit maybe a URL of some kind. And then for geotagging, you can pick include the city specifically. So your post would now be focused around that city, and then the hashtags would also be around that city. So for example, if you're renting apartments in Miami, it would have hashtags that says Miami rentals, for example. And in the critical formatting rules, I thought these were helpful, just tweaking them a little bit. Return only the caption text. And so that way there's no this preamble to the post saying something like, that's a great question, let me provide this post for you. We just don't need any of that. I want the entire output on a single line so that way we can take that and then push it into Instagram. We can certainly tweak this a little bit more because I like my post to be easy to read, where you have a sentence, then a little space, then another sentence, for example. And then do not use double quotes or special characters, because as you pass along this post from node to node within a workflow, sometimes those get misconstrued into separations of some kind that turn into action items, which just messes up the whole thing. So once you have this post, what's happening is it's sending this prompt over to GPT-4o Mini with OpenAI. And then when you receive the response from OpenAI, we need a place to send that. And we send it to this particular location, which is make.com. And our node's address, this one right here that ends with DX8, is over here in make. If we click on this webhook, that's the one ending in DX8Q, and that's where the data is showing up. Now from here, we want to generate the image associated with that post. So we pass to OpenAI, the GPT image 1, the caption that we received from high level, and high level has created this via OpenAI. So that entire response from OpenAI, which we're calling the caption, is pushed over to this node, which is going to use that caption to generate an image associated with that caption. It's just like taking that entire post, giving it to GPT-1 saying, build me an image based on this post. That image gets created. Now in OpenAI, the image that gets created is in PNG format, and that's not good enough for us to push to Instagram. So we first have to convert this to a JPEG, and that's why we use this particular node, which is a converter. Once the image is converted, we need a place to upload that into a cloud library so that we get a public URL, because a public URL is what's required to push the image to Instagram to post. So I learned over here that Google Drive is no longer accepted by Instagram as a public URL. Even though it's shareable by anybody, it's still not acceptable to Instagram. This is a recent change. We also tried Imgur, and that doesn't work either. And so we ended up with Cloudinary. Same concept, you push the image up to a cloud environment, and then in return, you get a URL. And then with that URL, plus the caption is what we push to Instagram. If you want to do this yourself and you just need a little bit of help, join my Skool community, use my high-level affiliate link, and I will help you. Revenue that I generate from that, 20% of it goes into paid ads, and the leads, I share them with my community. With my affiliate link, you get a 30-day extended trial plus a bootcamp that you can go through. I have a 15-part course that gets you from initial idea all the way to operational agency. You'll get hundreds of pre-built AI agents ready to go, workflows, automations, website templates. I also have 40 plus businesses and marketing courses that you can then sell to your members. I'm heavily involved in my community. I join 7 days a week so you can have one-on-ones with me where we can build things, we can do think tanks and come up with business ideas. You can even join my businesses where I show you what I'm doing day in and day out. Everything is completely free until I get to maximum capacity. Join now.